You know, everybody said consistency was going to be a problem. Not for K-Dub. Look at this. 15 pounds, 10 ounces, and Kevin Wirth reclaims his lead with 32 pounds and 12 ounces after 2 days on Old Hickory.
When I was sitting there, I was eating a bar or something and some water, and he pitches over and catches one about 3.5, and I go, okay, you're done.
Yeah. Well, you know, you mentioned something, because you could take a look at Kevin and notice he doesn't put down a whole lot of food. In fact, I'm guessing for the past 10, 15 years, I've fished with you, and I've never seen you eat anything on the boat, but that absolutely drains you. Any difference this week? Are you taking a little time to give yourself a little nutrition out there?
I am. You know, I talked to Ken the other day, and, you know, I said, boy, I've got to do something. I'm getting a little up in the years, and it's really taking its toll on me. Every day, you know, the practice days and long days and even tournament days where I don't eat or drink nothing all day long, and it really, you know, one day's okay, but once we go 2 or 3 weeks, you know, it's really taking its toll, and I'm coming in hurting every day. So I started yesterday, give me a big bag, and I forced myself to, you know, to keep taking a bar, drinking some water, doing that, and man, I felt dynamite. And today I really feel good again today, doing the same thing.
Well, we got a good group of anglers that have been working with athletes outdoors, and it's been paying off. You guys are fueling yourselves, keeping your brains sharp, and making the right decisions.
I got one right here. Well, that's not a bad start right there.
Originally, the idea was to gather the data that would make the case that these guys are athletes. That has long since been done. We could have stopped in the middle of the season and would have had plenty of information to do that. We now have about 150 days of professional anglers on the Elite Series in the boat and the caloric expenditure that their activity creates. So now the idea is to gather that data and to process it so that we can feed back the right information so people can take advantage of that and balance their intake with their activity and be safer and more effective and have a little more energy left for mom and the kids when they get home. We are averaging a little over 3,600 calories per day in the boat. That's in the 10 hours, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, from launch to weigh-in. And that is roughly equivalent to 12-minute miles, 5 miles an hour, for 4 hours and a half. It would be like running 23 miles at 5 miles an hour. So people didn't see that one coming. That's a lot more activity than most people expected that these guys think. Sometimes people think that folks are watching a bobber. It's a long way from that. They're using their core, they're stabilizing their frame, they're moving through lots of different planes of movement. Very effective exercise, and the cardiovascular element is also very effective. But again, only if it's nutritionally supported. Otherwise, it's a double-edged sword, and you would be losing lean tissue, storing fat, and hoarding water as a result of being significantly calorie deficient based on your activity. So that's not what people are looking for, a way to get tired quicker and weaker and fatter. Very few people come to me looking for that as a result. The method of gathering data is heart rate. Very accurate, measures within 100ths of a second. Don't particularly like the name. Heart rate sounds like I'm a doctor. I'm a long way from a doctor. I'm a nutrition coach. But it's really an effort meter. For my purposes, it's to tell me how hard they're working so that I can share that with them. They didn't know. They knew they were working hard, a lot of sweat flying and stuff, but now we have an answer to how hard. And I think that really is a good way for people to look at that. The other thing that we're doing is we're trying to take that information and then make an appropriate nutrition plan so that we can cover the caloric need of the activity that these guys are all involved with. Again, at 3,600 calories a day as an average, that's a 23-mile run at 5 miles an hour. So you probably wouldn't want to do that on consecutive days. But these guys have to do that 2 days to make a cut, to make a check. And then, if they're fortunate, they get to do that a third day. And if they're really good, they get to hang around and do it a fourth day.
Let's welcome the Wirth family and a big, beautiful trophy he has waited 14 years to hoist. With that, we again say, Kevin Wirth out of Crestwood, Kentucky, takes the title at the Tennessee Triumph. Old Hickory was stingy, but this man figured it out. 55 pounds and 10 ounces of largemouth bass for Kevin Wirth. He outclasses the field by 5 pounds and 5 ounces. That is a huge margin of victory on this lake. You know, Kevin, something we've talked about a little bit here this week was the fact that, well, just by looking at you, we can tell you don't eat a whole lot. But a lot of guys, really, they don't feed themselves on the boat. It's all business. Head down, you're fishing all the time. This morning even, I noticed you left with a bag of food, something to fuel your body and fuel your mind. Do you feel like that really helped you focus better?
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, and Tiger Woods has proved it in golf. You know, that the fitness and doing things really strengthens your, you know, your ability to perform a whole lot better. And I do know I got to say a special thanks to Ken, because I told him Wednesday afternoon, I said, Ken, I've got to do something. I'm getting up there in age, and it's, you know, I don't eat or drink all day long, every day on the water, and it's really taking its toll. I'm getting up, and you know, by the end of the week, I'm so drained I can't even hardly hold my head up. So he come out and he put this bag in there, and I told my partners every day, I said, I don't care when, how, or where, but you make sure you grab me something out of that bag and make me eat constantly. And, you know, they did. Even my cameraman, Wes, today, he was pulling it out for me and handing it to me, and I was eating along. So, I mean, I felt so great all week, every day after the tournament, you know, was over, every tournament day was over. I mean, it's really proved his point.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 150 pounds wet, he caught over a third of his body weight here this week on Old Hickory.